You're probably thinking this thing looks a little familiar, and you would be right. This is basically a more compact, chodier version of the Sleeper Simulant. They have that theme going on, and they look ridiculously cool together. What is going on, guys? Welcome to my channel. My name is Pone. I am your host for this exotic gun review. This is the brand new exotic raid pulse rifle, the Outbreak Prime, and we're going to be breaking this thing down, talking about exactly what makes it tick. So if we can, let's aim for 500 likes on this episode, and be sure to leave a comment down below and let me know what gun you would like to see next in Rise of Iron. So, the Outbreak Prime. Its built-in perk is the Corruption Spreads. Enemies that take repeated hits from this weapon spawn SIVA nanites that attack other enemies, and it does additional fallen damage. You have a wide variety of options in Tier 1. I'd go with Smart Drift Control. Outlaw is great on anything. Pass on Lightweight altogether. Between hand-loaded and fitted stock, you pick your poison. Neither are crazy good. Virulence. Precision kills release a SIVA nanite swarm that attack other enemies. Really cool combination, so that's two talents that release the Space Aids. Both are fairly easy to proc inside of PvE, but only one of them you're ever going to see in PvP, and that's the one off of Precision Kills. Now you'll notice that just straight to center mass on that knight, I burst a few bursts straight into his body and it activated one of the swarms. That's the first perk that we have built into the gun. Right there was the second one with the precision headshot creating that really lovely confetti explosion. And what you're going to notice right here is that I'm going to perform another headshot on this acolyte and nothing happens. I believe there's roughly around a 10-second cooldown between that activating. So even if you're in Crucible and you're shooting at a Guardian and you hit him in the head and you proc that SIVA swarm and then you kill another one right next to him, his friend is not going to pop and explode and release more nanites. So let's slice this thing open and see what's on the inside. It's got a rate of fire at 23, an impact of 7, range of 36, stability of 48, and a nice reload speed of 76. It's got 36 rounds in the mag. It's got a rate of fire of 415 rounds per minute. Aim assist is 66% and a reload speed of 2.25 seconds. This gun basically falls into the Hawksaw family. It hits to the head for 25 damage, killing in 3 bursts total with a 0.87 second time to kill. To the body, 17 damage with a 1.33 second time to kill, putting him 6 feet under with 4 bursts total. Now you're going to find that you're going to have a lot of 4-shot kills, you're going to have a lot of 3-shot kills, but it's not going to really weigh heavy on one side. It depends on the engagement and the evasiveness of the other Guardian you're fighting against, so it's actually a pretty generous and forgiving type of weapon. Now, you guys have all used the Hawksaw. Actually, it was king of the meta once upon a time before the Malak and hand cannon started taking over and dominating the scene. And it was respectable. It was nice, it was confident, but it also had much better perks to aid it in its defense. Nowadays, this gun does not hold up to the strength of the Hawksaw. So if the Hawksaw fell off against what is currently the meta, then you can expect this gun to not be able to compete against those either. Part of the blame of this falls on Bungie's shoulders. I think they did a very bad job at creating perks in that middle tier that would have been acceptable for this gun to make it blossom into something that we could have seen like the old Hawksaw, because face it, this isn't as good as the old Hawksaw. You don't have the range confidence that you used to have with a gun like that. The stability is not there either. And this comes down to the weak perks they put in there. Lightweight? Really? Come on. That's just like a discardable talent. Why even use that? Then you have things like hand-loaded. Really? Fitted stock? These are very tiny changes to the gun that you're not even going to really notice at the end. Now, if they would have had like hand-laid stock or something, that would have been interesting. That would have made this gun very viable inside of Crucible, and it would have been a high top-tier competitor. But sadly, they failed in that one little thin category, and it really impacted the gun's performance overall. Ultimately, this gun's just average. Can you tear ass with it? You can. You can go into Crucible and run people over, but you're also going to lose a lot of gunfights, even ones that you would normally win if you had a better option, and that's kind of a sad reality behind this weapon. So I love the gun. I love seeing the confetti. It actually triggers those memories from my youth. I remember playing Halo of all things, shooting the grunts and the little confetti popping out, the whole birthday surprise sort of deal, and that was always so much fun. I love playing it. So yeah, I'm a sucker for fireworks. I think it's flashy. I think it's cool. I love that mechanic on it. Now, though it doesn't do a whole lot of damage, it does enough considerable damage to make people reconsider doing certain things, so this gun does have a little bit of extra value in certain game types like Rift and Supremacy. My example being that when you shoot somebody, it creates that swarm, and most people don't want to go in there and inflict damage on themselves, so it works as a sort of crowd control. So in Supremacy, when you kill and headshot a guy, you're going to basically leave a trap on top of that Ingram so that they're not going to come in there and try to decline that. So it does have its benefits. And for example, in Rift, if you happen to shoot a guy trying to capture the spark, you're going to leave that swarm right on top of that objective, and anybody diving in there is instantly going to be almost half health because of it. So it does have some value in certain game types, but it's still probably not enough to give you that confidence that you need from a gun like the Malik or one of those aim assist hand cannons. You're probably asking yourself, well, you gotta do like 6 hours of different hoop jumping to go ahead and acquire this gun. If it's not worth it, then why go for it? It does have some really significant value for PvE though, more importantly, the Wrath of the Machine rate. Now, you're gonna notice, and you saw earlier with the Knights, that the whole trickle effect, the swarm, doesn't do a lot of damage to NPCs. It's not considerable. It does a little bit, but outside of maybe forcing a sort of reaction out of them, using it as a crowd control, maybe allowing you to reload, it does have a function, but the real damage from this gun comes from the combination of that meets the fallen damage. So when you're dealing with the Light Eaters, or we're talking about Captains, Shanks, anything that can trigger that swarm, this thing does a lot of additional damage to fallen. And I really like that. A lot of people have not accepted its value inside of the raid. Doing damage to Fallen is huge, and it does considerable damage. You can do a large portion of boss damage with the primary alone. Damage that you would normally only probably get from something like a special. So the weird part is you have specials to use, but you now have a primary that can deliver almost the same amount of damage when it's all said and done. And this is pretty freaking sweet. It's not winning any Crucible awards, but let's be honest with ourselves. There's a lot of people saying that, hey, I just use this for infusion fuel, I don't even want this thing. And those guys are gonna suffer in the end. So it may not be so crucial to the raid as it currently stands, but by the time the hard raid comes out, or even challenging experiences come out, this gun is going to help you. Now let's take a moment to appreciate what Shaq sounds like on a whole bunch of G Fuel. Fight forever, Guardian! I can't do any more than prepare you guys for the future. This gun is really gonna help you in the harder tasks ahead with the raid. It's going to help you with boss fights, it's going to help you with controlling the engagements. This is going to be a must-have for a few people in your fire team. Now, of course, in the final boss phase, you're going to want to take captains down with your race lighters and stuff, so you're going to want to sacrifice a couple people to take those out, but you're going to want these. Trust me. I've got the vision. So thank you guys for watching. Be sure to get out there and grind, research your own, go to Reddit, find out how to earn this thing. It does have quite a few things you need to knock out to get it, but you have a few weeks before the hard raid comes out, so make sure you find the time to acquire it. Thank you guys for watching. Love you guys. Be sure to subscribe if you're new here. And again, reminder, leave a comment down below in the comment section. Let me know what guns you would like to see continuing in this series.